This is Nightmare 4, and we're gonna use the Infernal team. So my Infernal team is gonna be Pyros as the lead, and then the rest of them are gonna be like the damage dealers. Dolores would be nice down here because the 10% stat bonus would increase her attack, but she's only really useful when her ult is up. So I would rather the 10% be on my damage dealers the entire time, because they're going to be constantly attacking, whereas Dolores is, there's going to be some downtime between her ult and when it recharges, so that extra 10% is kind of like a wasted stat. And then I just happen to have Leia and Valeria. I do have Hollow. If you have her instead, that's fine, but this is just what I use for my Nightmare team. So before I click start, it's very important because of how Pyros' ult comes back. Mine personally comes back pretty fast. So he has like 60% rage regen. I'm pretty sure rage regen drops off at like 40%. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I try to get as much rage regen as I can. It also helps that I have a Leia and she gives 10% back, so I don't know if maybe Hollow would give him rage faster or not. I haven't tried it. I probably should try it, but I'm too lazy. Okay. So we're gonna place Pyros immediately at the start, and then the rest of the Infernal team cheese out an ult because it comes out quick. You'll see it. Sorry if I stutter. I don't really like talking. So Pyros is gonna go down first. Hex, Nocturne, Cetrum, Zillitu. And really quick note about Zillitu. One of her skills is if she's blocking an enemy, she deals like, I think it's 20% extra damage. So if you notice at the start with the midfield, I guess, there was 2 rows of 3. You want her at the front, like right in front of the dragon. I'm not sure why, but it counts as blocking. So just something to get extra damage. And you could also see right here that Pyros' ult is basically up. So I'm going to wait for that. I'm going to use his ult, and then while that's all happening, I'll place the rest of my members down. This is just for the beginning. His ult will come back by the time first shield is either popping up or about to go down. First shield isn't like that hard to destroy, so I'm not too concerned about that. His ult will be up consistently with the other shields though. And Leia helps him out because of the rage regen. She gives 10% back immediately, so that is a big help. Hollow is also a really good rage regener, but like I said, I don't have mine's built, so. And then another note about the order of ults, because that's actually super important as well. So for me personally, on my team, I'm gonna use Hex and Nocturne first, and then I'll go Cetrum, Zillitu, Pyro. So now, when you do their ults, you gotta do it like super fast, especially with Cetrum, Zillitu, and Pyros. Okay, so the reason I'm using Hex and Nocturne first is because their ult lasts the longest. Zillitu does as well, but in the order that I placed thing, all 3 of their ults will end around the same time. So Hex and Nocturne first because they last longest. Then Setram, when you first use his ult, he's gonna do like some kind of spinning animation to like ramp himself up, or I don't know. He just spins around and breakdances. And then I'm going to use Zil2 and Pyros. So while Setram is doing that little spin animation, if you're fast enough and you use Pyros' ult, Setram will do his animation while Pyros is charging, and then after the charge, then Setram will like fire off. Zil2, her ult isn't a charge, but one of her skills is if she doesn't attack for 3 seconds, her next auto attack will do like extra bonus damage. I forgot the exact number. Her ult though, I believe the initial attack does like just a little bit of extra damage. If not, but I know for a fact that if she doesn't do anything for 3 seconds, then her next auto attack does damage anyways, like a lot of damage. So once again, Hex, Nocturne, Setram, Zil2, Pyros, and you have to be quick. I will show that when that happens. But for now, I'm gonna use his ult. I also don't know why the game doesn't default it like this. It makes things way easier. But hey, that's how it goes. I'm gonna pause right here. So the way the order of attacks that the dragon uses in Nightmare is it will roar, then it will do a meteor strike, followed by another roar, and then a second meteor strike. After that second meteor strike, there's just like a little delay, and then the shield goes up. Now, like I said, the Infernal teams, you have to be quick on their stuff. That way, it helps when I see the second meteor impact is gonna come. I just switch 2x into 1x. That helps me. And to get their ult off. One other thing is that you notice that Pyros' ult is only at 65%. But the first shield, I'm not too worried about because it's the easiest to break. And his ult will be available throughout the other shields, like right on time. So I'm gonna press play it out, and then I'm going to wait for Pyros' ult before I do anything. I'm not too worried about the first shield, so. But there's his ult. Hex, nothing. And then I'll do Dolores. And then I'll do Valeria. And I'm gonna fast forward it now. Alright. So Pyros' ult is about to be over. But you see Nocturne, Zil2, and Hex. Their ult duration is about the same. So that's what I meant about them two being the longest. And then Zil2, their ults will be in line, basically. And then Setram, he's Setram. He doesn't matter that much. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I mean like during the ult duration. So for me personally, since I have a Leia, I could just use her right now, honestly. And her 10% will already be applied. So, but it doesn't matter too much because sorry, I don't know if I said it already, but I don't like talking. It makes me nervous talking out loud, but Sorry for all the stutterings. But after his ult is done, I'm gonna use Leia's to help him get his ult faster. Which that would be now. Alright. Just as the dragon's coming up, his ult is gonna be next. I'm going to spam it so that he can get like another use out of it. There we go. And then I'll fast forward it. That was a word. This is the first meteor strike. There's going to be another roar. And then the second meteor strike. And then you see Pyros' ult is pretty much back up already. As well as Setrum and the rest of the Infernal team. So we're just going to do the same thing again. Hex Nocturne, Setrum Zil to Pyros, into Dolores and Valeria. And then we're going to fast forward this again. Leia to once again, Pyros is up. And we're going to use that one more time. Second meteor, I'm gonna, oop, I think I pressed setting. I meant to press 1x, but you can see all their ults are up again, as well as Pyros, so I'm gonna press that. Hex, oh, I messed up. I fat fingered Setrum instead of my Nocturne. Hopefully that doesn't mess things up too much. Use Leia now. That doesn't look too bad. Pyros. Okay, it got a little hairy at the end when I fat fingered Setrum, but it worked out. And now with the pretty much the end of the time, I'm just going to use wherever I can. I'm not going to use Pyros because, like I said, there's a channel, and I'm afraid that that channel is going to mess me up because they don't do damage until after the thing blows up, and I don't know if I will have enough time to have the entire channel go off.